Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com, and today is Monday, August 17th. All right, I want to recap the video I did on SPY and Apple last week because if you watched that, yeah, you're doing pretty well. So we'll see you because that paid for a membership. So we'll see you on the other side in live chat this week. You should be there. It's $99 a month, and if not, well, just keep watching the videos and you'll do very well. All right. Let's take a look at PCLN first. Last week, I also did a video on PCLN, and I said, it was way overextended, and we thought it was going to pull back down and fill here at this gap right here, which it did. But more importantly, what you needed to watch and know is it did have support at that gap at the same time. So even though it came down a little bit more off that gap, and you could see here that, hold on one second here. We have that trend line right there. We'll delete that and then make this line tighter. So even though it did go under on the puts, it really worked out well, and our original target was going to be the middle Bollinger Band and this trend line right here, but you were not members, so you weren't sure of that. But you did get this gap. And I did tell you about the gap, but it went lower. You probably freaked out a little bit. No need to freak out when you're coming into support. You have uptrend support here. You have middle Bollinger Band here, and your gap was filled. So you got a nice little bounce today. You can see your stochastics is leveling off. Might get a little bit of crossover. Don't get too excited about this though, because I think the market's not going to be popping too much. But enjoy the pop. At the max, we're going to come up here to this area, 1360 in that area, which will be great. But more important, what I'm thinking is probably about 1350 in that area, and then we're going to start to drop back down again and eventually break this right here. So let's look at SPY real quick. Most of you know that we were talking about this is where we entered at this gap fill right here off the 60-minute chart. I'll recap that right now real quick, and you can see here where our target was right here, and here's our gap over here. It never touched here, but it did finally. It never touched here, but it did finally close right here. So we did huge here, and here we are going to the upside right now. And our goal was, to definitely get this gap right here. Okay, we closed that gap today, outstanding. Now it's acting as support and riding the upper Bollinger Band. But more importantly, it did cross over this here, which is your downtrend line. So we sold 80% of our puts, 75% of our, calls. 75% of our calls over here at the upper Bollinger Band and gap close, which hit 210 from our 205 area, which that was very lucrative. And now we're just waiting for the break time. So we'll take a look at the daily here and where we think it's going to go. You can see the Bollinger Band's pretty tight. We did break this right here. We broke it with conviction, actually. Not huge volume, it's stagnant volume that's bringing it to the upside, so don't get too excited. We are going to come up probably to about 212, and at 212 that'll be max. 212 will be max, and then we should stop falling back down again. And we have a tight trend line to the upside, so if that breaks, then it could get pretty ugly. So we want to keep an eye on that, and we'll just use, this here, the three candles right here, as the support area. And once that breaks, then we could get ugly again. But when you get the Bollinger Band pinching together again like this, then the moves are not epic. They're not huge by any means. So you really have to start managing the process really tight. But when you have the expansion like this, you get much bigger moves. So this down and this up was epic. And here we're starting to do a little chop in this area. But there's still, as long as you're playing the 60-minute chart on those, you should be fine. All right, let's get into Apple, because Apple's doing just fine. We talked about this one at 109 right here when I cut out here. It's time to get calls. It broke our downtrend line, you saw the video and everything. Here's our first gap right here. Here's our second gap right here. And we're going for both of them, and they should close, like I said before that meeting on the 8th. So we'll have to see what happens if we can get some power candles in here. If not, on the 8th, we're going to get up here, close this upper Bollinger Band, then we're going to roll back over, and it should be pretty ugly this time when we drop. But to hold those calls, we were convinced once it broke this here. So join us in the chat room, and you can hang out with us and have a blast. It's just click on the link here on the YouTube video. $99 a month. You can't beat it. Just these 3 videos, never mind everything else that we're doing in there. To manage many different technical setups, are becoming very, very lucrative for many members. Okay, so we'll see you on the other side. Click the link and have yourself a great afternoon.